So here I am in CHIO in Aachen cross country. I'm riding Ducati d'Arville. It's a 13 years old Hanoverian horse I have for really long. It's the second time he came to Aachen. It was a bit raining, as you can see. I had a quite nice approach on fence 1. I knew that in Aachen you have to ride quite straight away, quick away from the fences. So that's what I tried straight away after fence 1. As you can see, there was quite a lot of parapluies on the side because it was raining, but there was already people, despite I was riding early in the beginning of the course. It gave me straight away a good feeling. Fence 2 was also a nice forward jump. And then we arrived at the first question, which was fence 3A, B. Was a big oxer, 3 strides to a ditch, so I asked him to listen a bit to me, let him have a look on the ditch, and ride the 2 strides to the log. Was really happy about him. I reward him and I say, now let's move on. He straight away was quite in good pace. I knew I was almost on my minute marker. And he gave me a good feeling, and I could keep pushing him, and he was all the time he's here spring forward, which gave me a lot of confidence. I was lucky to ride in the beginning as it was a bit wet, but it was another combination, so I tried to give him a bit time to show him the angle hedge, and then it was 2 strides forward to this little log. He locked on straight away and was looking for the flags. Here, in comparison of the other years, we just had a single fence on top of the second mount. We had a little roller coaster before, so I used the hill to balance him, and then he jumped that easily, and I just could cruise and go forward. I knew my next minute marker was coming. I felt I was a bit down under the clock, but I couldn't chase that much there because the main water was coming, the Rolex water. We had a big oxer to 5 forward strides going into the water, and then we had to choose 5 short or 4 forward, and as my one landed really well, I kept going for the 4 and turned quickly as I could on this fence 9. Tried to go as fast as I could under the bridge, and then as soon as I felt it locked on 10A, I took the inside line. It was 4, then a bit short, but yeah, it felt really, really good. In the turn here, I felt I lost a shoe right front, so I tried to ride a little bit conservative in the turn, but now I had a big stretch to allow him to take a deep breath and to keep going, and he was really responding well, really enjoying, I think, this course, and I could catch up despite the water and the turn in the Rolex water. The seconds I was down, so made me happy, but I knew I was not even halfway. It's a bit a shame we cannot see with the drop, but I think every one of you can feel the speed and yeah, the balance my horse had. It was really, really nice. There were cows there on the side, and he really ate cows, so I was a little bit worried I couldn't have the best shot on the Normandy bank, but he answered really well, bounced on the step, and then he really flew downhill to the corner. But I felt straight away he landed and knew where we're going. Here I tried to balance him. I felt he was a bit unsure with his front shoe not there anymore. But then I had a forward shot, but I had the clip on the oxer, so I focused on the corner. Then I turned around to see if the mim on the oxer was still there. It was still there, so I was like, okay, now we can keep going. And this part of the course was slightly intense. So I was, again, a bit down on the clock, but I knew I had a big stretch and a big canter now in front of me. And the horse was responding really, really well. Kept cruising around and was really focused on what I was asking. Had a quick look on my watch. But he's really a fantastic partner. We know each other so well. And he just I kept asking him to go, and he was really, really nice. Then here he will have just a spook at the stone. So it would be more outside than I would have expected. And then I had slightly a pull on the trachena. I didn't want him to exaggerate because I knew that the next question coming up with the 2 skinnies were quite demanding. So that's why I had a little pull on the fence before to here really ask him to stay with me, to make my turn, to balance him. And then, yeah, I could really keep going and ride the 4 strides forward. And yeah, I was, as you can hear, I was really, really happy. Happy to have this combination behind me and really trying to encourage him as much as I could. But we were far away of being over. The challenge kept coming our way. We have now a big hedge on top of a mount and turning to 2 corners. So I really wanted to ask him to stay balanced, listen to me, take his time, watch where he has to go. Then the first corner was nice. He's a bit unhappy with me. And then I really could stay inside line for the 3 strides to this corner. And then I knew that, yeah, a lot of questions were already behind us, but there was still some more coming. And we had the SAP water now. It was 2 quite straightforward uprights and 3 stride to this box. And he kept feeling great. He kept feeling keen to gallop. And I knew I made up some time. But I knew, unfortunately, I still had quite a long way to go because this next combination was really, really tough. I think the course designer really asked us to slow down, to really balance the horses, and we had to turn blindly without seeing the sea. And then Junior Ducati was really like locked on the second element of the first hedge was easy, and he locked straight away. Here, it's so cool to come in between the publics and the trade stand. It's unique in Aachen. We only have that here, and then you have to keep everything in control, but you still want to keep chasing the clock. You want to listen to your horse, to set them up properly in front of the upright, and then let them lock on the next questions, which was really, yeah, he straight away got what I wanted from him. And here I had to turn a bit wide because I felt he has no shoes anymore in front. So I wanted really to give him the best shots and to finish really nicely. And then finishing cross country in Aachen is just one of a kind feeling. It's just living the dream. I feel so thankful to have a horse like Ducati d'Arville to bring me along to those wonderful competitions. And yeah, it's just fantastic. And this horse means the world to me, and I was really, really, really happy with him.